Right now at 3, is the end in sight for the Hollywood writers' strike? Both sides are back at the bargaining table. Where do things stand, and how do they feel about going back to work? Deputies shoot and kill a man they say was trying to commit a home invasion robbery. What that man's mother is telling us about her son and why she says deputies got the wrong guy. Plus more legal trouble for Lizzo, who's suing her now.
The NBC4 News at 3 starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Annabelle Sedano. We start at 3 with new developments on the writers' strike. Could they be on the verge of a deal? We have live team coverage from the talks that have Hollywood feeling hopeful. Let's start with NBC4's Conan Nolan. He is live from WGA headquarters. Conan.
That's right. Actually, we're at the Sherman Oaks Galleria, where there's an office building in the back where we believe these negotiations are taking place. And now the reason for the optimism is that the negotiators for the AMPTP, it's not just the negotiating team that we've been seeing for the past several weeks, but rather some of the executives of the studios that are represented by the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. Among them, of course, Bob Iger, CEO of Disney ABC. He was there yesterday. We believe he was there as well. We also note that David Zaslav of Warner Brothers and Discovery, he's taking part, as well as Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos. Representing NBC Universal, we understand, is Donna Langley. She's Universal Studio Group Chairwoman and Chief Content Officer. The talks are taking place in a very discreet office in the Atrium building at the rear of the shopping center, made famous, by the way, by the 1983 movie Valley Girl, so there's always a Hollywood connection, it seems. Not a lot of commotion, extremely low-key. Both sides seem to be keeping a media blackout. There's a belief that if they get a deal done by the end of the month, they might be able to salvage a 13-episode season. Many of the shows that the studios have already green-lighted for production. Of course, that would require an agreement as well with the Screen Actors Guild. But again, the belief is that if you end the WGA strike, that would help with the labor stoppage with the Writers Guild and AFTRA. Now, it should be noted, though, that the union is saying, listen, we are maintaining a blackout, a media blackout. As far as the producers, they're the ones who may have leaked this information that a deal is imminent as early as today. CNBC is saying that. And they're a little wary because in the past, unions have accused a negotiating team from, in this case, the producers, of getting that out into the mainstream, getting that out into the onto the picket line, that this could be over soon, and that those on strike will start to celebrate a little prematurely. And then when all of a sudden they don't have an agreement, that ends up causing a severe morale problem on the picket line. They're concerned about being jammed by this information. But considering the fact that we do know some of the CEOs for the top studios in Southern California are there, it indicates perhaps that both sides have come to the determination that too much damage is being done to the studios and to the workers, and a deal has to be made soon. Conan Nolan reporting live at the Sherman Oaks Galleria on Ventura Boulevard. Back to you.
All right, we will stay on top of this. Thank you very much for that, Conan. And we continue our team coverage with NBC4's Tracy Leong. She's live with reaction from the picket lines. Tracy.
Yeah, Annabelle, here at Paramount Pictures, they were out on the picket line from 9 this morning until noon. And writers tell me it is encouraging to know that a deal could be reached soon because it has been a hardship to be out of work for this long, which is just 2 weeks shy of the union's longest strike from 1988, which lasted 154 days. It's day 143 of the WGA strike. Writers, along with allies and SAG-AFTRA members who've been on strike since mid-July, picketed outside Paramount Pictures while the studios resumed negotiation talks with the WGA, which many say is a hopeful sign of progress.
I think the studios will realize that eventually their greed will make all of us get down to the bargaining table and meet and hopefully settle this before we all lose too much money on both sides.
Film and television productions have been shut down during this strike, impacting the entire entertainment industry and businesses that rely on them.
Because there's so many different facets of film and television, all the way down to people who are working at movie theaters. It's a big industry and there's a lot of people involved, and if the sooner that we can solve this, the better for everybody.
A necessary struggle that the WGA members say demonstrates their dedication to fight for a fair deal.
There are some writers right now that cannot pay their rent, they cannot afford groceries. So the fact that they're still out here on day 143 means that we have immense resolve and we will win.
The WGA is demanding better compensation as well as residual payments for streaming content and regulations when it comes to artificial intelligence. With a potential deal in sight, writers along with actors and those who depend on the industry are optimistic about the future.
And it's something that's going to help pave the way for all future writers and for future SAG members and for everybody in the industry. And so we want to set the precedent now before it's too late to make these changes.
Now, even if the writers and studios reach a deal, it does not mean that the strike immediately ends. The WGA members still need to vote their approval. That could take a few weeks. Reporting live in Hollywood, Tracy Leong, NBC4 News.
All right, we're just going to have to wait and see. Thank you very much for that. And Comcast, the corporation that owns our parent company, NBC Universal, is represented by the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. Some employees of the NBC News Group are represented by the WGA and SAG-AFTRA. Meantime, we have new information about that deadly deputy-involved shooting in the high desert. That's where deputies opened fire on a man they say was trying to commit a home invasion robbery. But the man's mother is telling us that it was a case of mistaken identity. NBC4's Tony Shin is dedicated to covering stories that impact the Inland Empire. He's live in Hesperia, where we're hearing from the family for the first time and only on 4. Tony.
Yeah, Annabelle, first of all, I want to tell you that the Sheriff's Department cleared this scene about 2 hours ago. Ever since then, we have seen family members coming here bringing flowers and candles for the man who was shot and killed. They say it happened right in front of his home, and they claim he was innocent.
A heartbreaking moment as family members of 43-year-old Abel Valencia try to deal with the enormous grief after they say he was shot and killed by San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies. Victoria Cervantes is Valencia's mother. She told us in Spanish that she wanted to know why deputies killed her son outside their home on Sunland Street. This is where deputies responded to a home invasion robbery call around 7 o'clock Wednesday night.
We received a call from a reporting party that there were masked individuals that were armed at their residence.
Sheriff Shannon Dykes says it turned out it was only one suspect who was outside when deputies arrived.
My understanding is they were confronted with an armed suspect and it was an exchange of gunfire. That's what I know right now, and again, it's all preliminary.
Neighbors say they heard at least a dozen shots.
So I jumped up and I was just like, oh my God. So the gunshots just kept on coming after that.
Sheriff's investigators say one deputy suffered a minor injury and was treated and released from the hospital. Detectives also towed away this Cadillac SUV, which was struck by the gunfire.
They already had killed him, and they didn't even cover his body. And it took my sister like 9 hours to know that he was dead.
Candy Nunez says her nephew does not have a gun, and he was at home because he had been sick and was watching TV when his mother went to church. She told us she doesn't understand why anyone would think that he was an intruder, especially because the shooting happened right outside his home.
We don't know what happened. They killed him. The neighbors are saying he was on the floor and they're still shooting at him. It's terrible. We need answers.
Now, according to a spokesperson for the Sheriff's Department, investigators will be releasing new details in this case either later today or tomorrow. That's the latest from here. Reporting live in Hesperia, I'm Tony Shin, NBC4 News.
Thank you, Tony, for that. A woman is now under arrest in a series of arson fires in the area of Reseda. Last month, firefighters responded to 14 suspicious trash and grass fires over a 72-hour period. Through surveillance video, investigators say they were able to connect 4 of those to Yorvette Salazar. They say she confessed to setting the fires as well. Coming up at 3, rising hate crimes, a look at the numbers and where more attacks are happening that you may not expect. Shauna.
And Annabelle, those clouds were with us for most of the day, but check it out. We're starting to see some sun out there and temperatures still below average. I'll let you know how long this pattern lasts coming up in your first alert weather forecast.
Right now, troops being added at the southern border to help process an increase in illegal crossings and the policy allowing some recent arrivals to go to work here. Plus, overnight package deliveries and the dangers some who deliver for Amazon say they face.